Mississippi Gulf Coast. We're pleased to welcome the man himself, Woody Bailey, Executive Director of Cruising the Coast. Woody, good to see you, sir. It looks like
good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for being here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. We got beautiful weather. It's cruising time. We got the main thing is we got a great forecast.
Yeah,
when you have a good forecast, people that are sitting at home thinking about it, they don't have an excuse not to come. So they need to come on down here and have fun because we're cruising, through Sunday. So come on down.
Already seeing quite the crowds here at this time of day. It seems a bit unusual. I think this is a harbinger of what's to come, which is you're going to have some big crowds, especially with the weather.
Yeah, we've done very well. Mother Nature is treating us just right, so that's a great thing for us. We're happy about that.
So the thing that's always impressed me about this event, Woody, is that you do attract people from all over the great nation of the United States, but also you get some folks that come here from outside of our country that are natives of other countries. You just told me off the air you got someone from a country that perhaps has never been here before, never had a representative. Where's that?
Correct.
Who's that?
From New Zealand.
New Zealand.
We are tickled about New Zealand. It's been about 3 years ago. This is the third time these folks have been here from England. So I think we were talking about that before when I had the first person from England. So
yeah, that's right.
So they're back again, and they brought some friends. So so now we have 3 people from England this year, and we also have right now 4 from Canada.
Okay.
So we've had other foreign countries before. We've had Australia. So maybe the New Zealanders heard about us through the the Australians that have been here. I'm not sure, but we've had Switzerland here before. We've had Germany here before. Right now we're at 43 states. And with these other countries, that's great. With the COVID situation, all that has slowed down a lot of international travel. But everybody's here having a big time, good crowds, and it's like I say, we couldn't have asked for better weather. We're very fortunate.
No doubt. So does this group from New Zealand, did they bring a vehicle with them? Or they just come to see the others? I'm
not sure. I just found that out as I was getting here, so I don't really know their situation. But a lot of these folks from foreign countries sometimes have their vehicle here in the States or either ship it over here.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it just really depends. Now, the people from England, I think I told y'all before, we were expecting an Aston Martin or MG or old British Taxi. Well, he has a 79 Ford Thunderbird. And they're loving it. And they were on Facebook talking about how big a time they were having. And so we're happy to have these international folks here, help spread the word about the event. So that's cool.
And you may have some Americans that are showcasing an Aston Martin or an MG
Correct.
or a Jaguar or a British-made vehicle.
That's right. That's right. No telling. We got a little bit of everything here. So that's what's unique about cruising is the fact you'll see, a couple $1 million vehicles down to a $20,000 vehicle.
Yeah. So, Woody, I know we've talked about it before, but I think it bears reviewing. How'd you come up with this idea? What was the start of it?
Well, it wasn't just me. There's a bunch of us got together, a lot of casino executives and business people. It really wasn't a bunch of car folks getting together and having a car show. We were trying to do something that would extend tourism season. And it used to be after Labor Day, tourism just stopped, and that's true in most areas of the country. So we wanted to do something to extend tourism, and we talked about a lot of ideas. And I remember one of the GMs at one of the casinos said, well, when I was in Reno, they had a little car show there, and it brought in a lot of people, and that event's Hot August Nights. Yeah. And it's still going on, still very strong. In fact, a lot of the people from Hot August Nights, the board of directors, usually come. They're not here this year. They've been here the last couple of years, and I've got to go out there and see them. I'm overdue to go visit them. But they have a great show. But that's kind of where it's all started. And so in 1996, we cranked this thing up, and it was 374 cars. And so then last year, just so you'll kind of see where we've come from 374, we're 10,070. And so currently today, we're at 9373. So we'll see where that ends. We register all the way till noon on Saturday. So we'll see what the final number will be. We'll know that number then. May
eclipse that 10,000 mark again.
We could. I was, with the storms, unfortunately, that have happened up in the Carolinas, and now, of course, happening in Florida again, unfortunately for them. We'll see. If we do hit 10,000, we'll be doing really good. But I'm okay with what we got. I just want to make sure we don't have to be the biggest. We can be the best show as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. So it truly is incredible. We've been talking to some of our other guests about the economic impact, of course, on the coast.
Sure.
And I think it's all driven by the common bond, the common love of all these classic vehicle enthusiasts. They descend upon the Mississippi Gulf Coast. And not only do they spend their money here on the coast, but en route they're spending their money on the way as well.
I work with Visit Mississippi, Rochelle Hicks and all, and Craig Ray in the past, and doing things in other parts of the state. And we're gonna be working on that more so in the future. I know that because folks do come in, like you say, in the Vicksburg, in the Meridian, South Haven, all that coming into here, and so. We had a little deal where we give them a night stay in a room. I mean, a room as well as a meal and a gift basket or whatever, and make sure they can experience all of Mississippi while they're here. Because when you look at the economic impact study, we do look at the state of Mississippi overall and the three coast counties, and we did one in 2021, 36.1 million when you include the whole state, 33.1 million when you talk about the three coast counties. So. Yeah. It's doing its job. We'll do another one. Our 30th anniversary is coming up in a couple of years. We'll be doing another study then, so we'll see where we are. We always like to kind of measure, what we're doing as far as the event.
And this is a total collaborative effort among the three coastal counties and, of course, the Coastal Mississippi Tourism, which works on behalf of the three coastal counties.
Right.
I'm not sure it would be possible to have the event at this scale, and I don't think it would be honestly quite as much fun if we didn't have that route extending the entire coastline. I mean, it's a big thing.
And it's worked out good for the event. I've got a lot more real estate to work with now. From Pascagoula to Waveland, we have all 12 cities involved. That's about 55 miles. So you have a lot of room to cruise around. So we don't have everybody concentrated in one area for the most part. So everybody gets to sample all the things that all these cities have to offer. So it's kind of a fun thing to do. And that's what I see. Everybody's smiling, having a great time, and that's what we like. The chemistry here on the Gulf Coast and in Mississippi, the hospitality that we all know. These folks are here because they like what we like.
Sure.
And so we're happy to have them, and it's just a pleasure to make this event happen. And we got a lot of people working hard to make it happen, and it's working.
Woody, have you always been a vehicle enthusiast? Is that something that's always kind of been a hobby in your blood?
Well, yes, I've always liked old cars. I don't have one at present. I'm looking for a 67 Chevelle. Everybody likes a car they kind of grew up in. And I was in the building supply business, and with my name being Woody, I'm always looking at Woody wagons. So,
I got you.
So those two vehicles are the ones that kind of keep my attention up. So I don't have one at present, but I've always enjoyed them. I used to work on them. I remember when I was in college, I was kind of a little bit of a gearhead of sorts because I had my 67 Chevelle then, and when I was in a fraternity, I was kind of the mechanic around the house there as a pledge. So I worked on a lot of the active cars, and so I've always liked cars, and I enjoy boats and that sort of thing too. So we got all that happening here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. So.
Of course, that's back in the days when you opened the hood, you actually knew what was under the hood.
Exactly, and you could actually work on it.
Exactly. And a little room and space to do that, and just conventional tools to do it.
My Chevelle, I could tune that vehicle up in probably about 45 minutes to an hour. Adjusting the points and the dwell, setting the dwell, and all those kind of things. It was fairly simple. Nowadays, I open up my hood to my Yukon, and I couldn't tell you what's going on in there too much.
Just close it.
Yeah, I'll let somebody else deal with it.
Oh man, it's incredible how all that's evolved. And the other thing that's I think really cool about the event, Woody, is that the vast majority of these vehicles were American made. I mean, this really was the golden era for American automobile manufacturing, and this is where it all started in the United States. Really made this mode of transportation the mainstream that it is today.
Right.
But just walking around here, you see those old vehicles made by the manufacturers in the days where Detroit was ground zero for automobiles.
Yeah. Our oldest vehicle that's here, that's registered as far as we know right now, one that's registered is a 1915 Model T Depot Hack. It's kind of like a little truck of sorts. I've seen pictures of them. I haven't seen the one that's registered yet, and but it can be an SUV, a prelude of SUVs. It can be a little pickup truck. I've seen it in a lot of different fashions, but we're happy to have them here. So.
Well, when Ford started rolling off vehicles off the assembly line, that only one model, right? The Model T, and you could only get it in one color, black.
Oh, yeah. Right.
That was the deal.
Right. Yeah.
I saw a documentary. I think it was on one of the business channels a couple of nights ago. I didn't realize this, talking about how DuPont, we only got about a minute left, was making a move to acquire Ford. Wanted to extend into the automobile business. Kind of fascinating, the negotiations they had. But that's where it all kind of started, and it's huge industry today. But really showcase them here. It's neat.
Yeah, I mean, just the love for American vehicles. I think about Australia; they have a love for American vehicles over there too, and so it's amazing. But we got it on in a full steam ahead right here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast right now, and so. Everybody that's listening, like I say, you don't have an excuse not to be here. It's a great time to be on the Mississippi Gulf Coast and enjoy cruising the coast. Go to our website, cruisingthecoast.com, if you need any information, and that tells you the full schedule. And so come on down and see us.
Woody, always enjoy having you on. Another great job, another great event. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for having us.
Member of the Board of Commissioners for Coastal Mississippi Tourism, is up next. Stay with us.